At least 4 people were killed and dozens were injured after Russia launched a massive combined attack on Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, early on Friday. Kyiv's mayor Vitaly Klitschko said the drone and missile strikes sparked fires in residential buildings across multiple districts. City authorities warned that power and water outages were possible. Among the injured are 2 children, and 9 people have been hospitalized, including a pregnant woman. The attacks also damaged a hospital, a school, and wooden buildings at a sports facility, the state emergency service reported. The strikes come as Russia makes gains in southern Ukraine. Ukrainian forces have withdrawn from several villages in Zaporizhia amid fierce fighting against Russian forces. Ukraine, meanwhile, has launched sustained long-range drone attacks on high-value military-related assets inside Russia.
Several people have been killed after a bus crashed into a bus shelter in the Swedish capital Stockholm. The incident happened in the Östermalm neighborhood around 3 p.m. local time on Friday. Police said in a statement that there have been multiple casualties, but gave no numbers. National broadcaster SVT reported that the bus was not supposed to be in service at the time of the crash. An official noted that only the bus driver was on board, who police confirmed was detained for questioning into the incident. Police are reportedly treating the crash as involuntary manslaughter as investigations continue to determine the cause.
Several regions in Portugal remain under an orange warning for rain on Friday after Storm Claudia caused widespread flooding and damage across the country. The district of Faro in the south of Portugal was particularly affected on Friday, with heavy rain and strong winds causing flooding and trees to fall over. On Thursday, weather warnings were in place for half of the country, and thousands of households were left without power. The storm also claimed the lives of at least 2 people, who died following flash floods near Lisbon. Storm Claudia is expected to bring persistent rainfall and strong winds to parts of England and Wales later on Friday. Amber warnings have been issued by the Met Office across several regions, and additional yellow severe weather warnings are in force across most of England and Wales.
The European Parliament has adopted a report raising the alarm on transnational repression, tactics used by governments to reach across borders in order to try to silence dissent among the diaspora or exiled dissidents. It takes multiple forms such as defamation campaigns, digital threats, forced repatriation or murder. In 2021, Belarusian dissident journalist Roman Protasevich was detained after his flight from Greece to Lithuania was diverted to Minsk. It is not an isolated case.
I have a question to you.
Basically, since the end of the Cold War, what's happened is that more people have been able to leave repressive states and settle somewhere else. And also we have telecommunications technology that allows us to stay in touch and actually also allows authoritarian governments to track people when they move abroad. And so what we've seen is this increase in authoritarian states trying to track and silence, surveil, harass dissidents abroad, including in the US, Canada, and all over Europe.
MEPs are now calling on European countries to codify transnational repression into their national legislation to better protect targeted individuals. They are also asking member states to prohibit the export of spyware to countries committing transnational repression.
On propose aussi de mieux lutter contre ce qu'on appelle les logiciels espions. Aujourd'hui, ces logiciels espions participent du harcèlement dans le cadre de la répression transnationale. C'est quelque chose que vous pouvez avoir sur votre téléphone, sur votre ordinateur sans même le savoir. Et aujourd'hui, vous avez par exemple beaucoup de dissidents russes qui sont espionnés via ces logiciels.
In 2024, more than 25% of the world's governments had engaged in transnational repression over the past decade, with above 1,200 physical incidents across 100 target countries, according to Freedom House. 10 regimes account for nearly 80% of all instances of abuse, led by China, Turkey, Tajikistan and Russia.